My name is Anthony Tone Show Nunez, and today we're talking about Van Helsing, Season 3, Episode 4, Rusty Cage. Ooh. So this episode is called Rusty Cage. And it's basically a very, very Sam-centric episode. Yes, I know a lot of people were looking forward to that. So Sam is back. We learned something very integral to the origin of Sam. It turns out that Sam was not just a random occurrence that happened, a serial killer. Looks like Sam was guided all along by some type of being, and this being has a dress code very similar to the Ba. Looks like someone bought the same type of veil, like clothing, like the Ba did. So is this being the Ba? Is the Ba secretly influencing Sam all along to become this killer vampire who, I'm gonna speculate right now, is probably headed on a path to becoming an elder? Is he becoming an elder? And we found out that the whole thing with the fingers, the fingers around his neck, that style that he's into, it's like Kanye style. A lot of people are not into it. And this particular style was because he actually bit his father, who happens to be a father also. He bit his finger. So he not only blinded his father, he also bit his finger. And that's why he picked up this whole thing about collecting trophies from his victims, specifically their fingers that he cut. And these fingers were replaced, you saw, by some type of weird shop class project, the worst shop class project we've ever seen, basically, which is some type of finger totem, medallion that he went back to that school to collect. And what about that school, guys? So we thought back in season 2 when we found out about the juvies. Remember the juvies, the juveniles that were in the detention center? And there was a special juvenile there. His name was Felix. And Sam was drawn to him because he thought he was similar to Muhammad, or because also Felix was being picked on by the other juveniles. So we thought that Sam just happened upon that juvenile detention center by mistake. But no, Sam ended up being there because that's where he was held when he was a juvenile in detention. So it was not a coincidence. This whole thing was put together. There was a connection all along. And this connection that Sam thought he had with Felix came back today, because when we saw this episode, Felix is not only back, the Johnsons are not only back, but the connection between Sam and Felix is back. And remember that's Felix kept saying, I'm not Mo. But Felix and Mo finally met, and this time it was Felix who told Mo, I'm not going to be your Mo. And Mo was confused, of course, because he didn't know what was happening. But at the end, Mo couldn't control his feral impulses. He was too feral for Sam's life, because Sam was looking for somebody who was worthy enough, who the figure told him to find somebody worthy. So looks like Felix all along came back away from the Johnsons to become Sam's partner, or whatever he's becoming. And they're both walking the same path together. Freaky. Never thought that was going to happen. But Mo was left behind, locked up. So I'm hoping that Mo gets a Vanessa bite. That's what I'm hoping. I really would love Mo to come back into the fold. I really like it when it was Mo and Vanessa all along. So that's what happened there. Now, we also caught up, guys, with our favorite sisterhood sister, Ivory and Scab. And not only did Ivory have a run-in with the Daywalkers, the vampires that were converted by Scarhead, that's that ugly vampire, but she also got the powers of the Daywalker. And who did she share it with? There was a very tender moment there. She shared it with Scab. So Scab and Ivory are both Daywalkers now, so they just up their power level like Mario. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And they not only returned to the sisterhood, but looks like the sisterhood was attacked by some men. We don't know who. Looks like Ivory is back with the sisterhood and Scab. And not only is Ivory turning all her sisterhood sisters into Daywalkers, which makes them much more powerful vampires, but looks like Scab is going to actually become the leader of the sisterhood yet again. So it looks like, and he's very anxious. Scab had he didn't even wait. They just ran up to them, and Scab was like, bow before your leader. So Scab is all up into being a leader, right? And it looks like him and Ivory are going to have a little bit of head bumping there, because he wants Ivory to separate from the sisterhood, and Ivory is down to be with the sisterhood. So that's what's happening there. So we didn't catch up with Vanessa. We saw a little bit of a glimpse at the end of what we might see in the next episode. Hopefully the team is back, because I'm missing the team. I hope they weren't outed for this whole season. But anyway, that's what happened in this episode. We found out that Sam is not a big goof. He's not a random accident. He's all along been guided by a veiled figure. We're going to find out who that veiled figure is. It's a big surprise, I think, they're going to pop on us. If it's not the Ba, it could be the Oracle, or it could be that woman who also took Vanessa when she was a child. Remember, Vanessa was taken by a weird figure that moved kind of weird? I don't know. I'm not sure who's dressing these women with these veils, right? It looks like they took a curtain or something. Anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? Put it in the comments. And who do you think is that veiled figure? Do you think it's the Ba? Anyway, guys, as always, this is the Tone Show. Tone Show.
Subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe if you haven't. Don't show out.